What's up, YouTube fish tube and fish fan? This is Rob with the Freeze Aquariums. Today I'm coming to you with a money saving video that will hopefully help you out as much as it did me. So as you saw in the other video, or some of you had seen, I did a thing with Amazon during the Prime days. I picked up cleaning brushes for hoses, tubes, on your hang-on bags, on your canisters. Speaking of canisters, I picked up the Series 7 Fluval 407 canister, which I love. Excuse me. Great filter. I think it's decently priced if you're looking to get into canisters. I do run a Cascade 1000 on my other 55 community tank, and it does a good job. I think it does better because I've actually DIY'd the media and filter floss and all that stuff. This one right out of the box, perfect filter as far as I'm concerned. If you go back and look at the video, Amazon, I did a thing, you'll actually see a side shot on this tank. Crystal clear, pristine. I couldn't be happier. So definitely check either one out if you're in the market. So now, instead of costing you money, I'm going to show you a way that you can possibly save money in the long run. So I run the Aqua Clear 50 on my 29-gallon nano fish tank, and I was looking for the foam inserts for that one. I've had to treat for cyanobacteria and stuff, so I was kind of thinking as time goes on, it's probably a good preventive measure. Even though you do the water changes, there could still be some of that medicine in those foam blocks. So I decided I was going to buy a 3-pack. If it's anything like the 110, they last, at least in my case, 5 years, give or take. And on the 110, it's been up for almost 5 years now. The foam is starting to deteriorate. It's stained, and I have rinsed it and I have squeezed it repeatedly. Quick side note, I was on a website reading some information when I was looking at foam inserts and things of that nature, and it was discussed about squeezing the foam blocks too much, or the inserts too much, where you can actually hurt and or kill the bacteria within that foam. Pretty decent site. I would say it's probably plausible because you're crushing and smashing them. Whether it's true or not, who knows? I run an Aqueon 300 on my 75-gallon cichlid tank, and when I take the foam insert out and clean it, if anything happens, I wouldn't really know it because that filter, the canister, is doing the job. The hang-on back is more for clarity and extra filtration and an extra place for the beneficial bacteria to colonize. So while I was looking for the foam inserts on the 50, I got a 3-pack for $2.89. I did come across several companies that had sold 9x9 sheets that were an inch thick for I think $7.99, $8.99. Measured it out, I could cut probably 6 filters that would fit the 50, maybe 7. But the only difference was the thickness was only 1 inch versus what they sell is 1.5 inches. Not really a big deal. I do run a sponge filter in that tank, so that little bit of loss isn't really an issue. I could have cut 2 and stacked them, just more area for the bacteria to grow, as well as additional foam to really keep the dirty stuff in the foam and not going back in the tank. So as I looked for that, I was looking for the 110, and I came across, like I said, several companies that sell the blocks. They sell the foam sheets. Now when you started getting into the bigger filters, the thicknesses did increase. Some were slightly shy of the actual thickness of the manufacturer's foam inserts. Still not a big deal. The issue came in while reading the various reviews. There were a few companies that had issues with the actual size, where it wasn't fitting across the basket properly, allowing dirty water to bypass the foam. Probably first and foremost, a chemical smell. If you can smell any sort of chemical odds are there are still traces of said chemical in whatever it is you're smelling. You don't want that in your tank. Another point that they had discussed was how long it would take to get these, and that's when I went down and looked to see where they were coming from China or overseas. I think when it comes to some of the stuff that you can get overseas cheaper, I think, me personally, there could be quality issues or what the foam or whatever it is you're getting is made up of, where here in the States we have a lot of agencies. In some cases I think we have way too many, but they're supposedly there to protect us. That still remains to be seen. But with that being said, I came across the company. The reviews were decent across the board. So I decided I'm going to do a thing, and I purchased a 3-pack of foam inserts for the 110 from a company called ZanyZap.com. Z-A-N-Y, no space, Z-A-P.com. So, 3-pack, identical. Density to me feels the same. I think the PPI was either 26 or 30 within the cells. So for a 3-pack, I paid $12.55. That breaks down to $4.18 per foam insert. Now here locally, one of those foam inserts sell for upwards of $9 or more for one. On Amazon, I found a company selling the same thing, but it was black. Solves the stain part. Functional, it's still a piece of foam. They were getting $8, $9 plus shipping. If I'm going to spend that, I might as well save on the shipping and just go down the road here to the pet store and actually buy one. So with those at $4.18 per insert, it's a no-brainer. So based on my findings, at the 5-year mark, my 110 foam insert is just starting to deteriorate, but it's still getting the job done. I could probably leave it in there, but you and I both want the best for our fish. We are their keepers. They cannot survive without us doing our job. So right here, I have 15 years, give or take, of filters. That saves you money. You're not spending $8 or $9 on a brick or an insert, you know, depending on how much you change them out. For me personally, until they really, and that goes with the foam filter pads or the like the company for the Penguin 350. Theirs with the little plastic cage inside with the, you know, the carbon stuff you stick in there. That's garbage. I have them in there just because that's what came with the filter and I wanted to try it out, even though I'm running the Series 7 on there. Within 2 weeks, not overfeeding, the water is already starting to come up the intake tube, going into the chambers, and excess is spilling over the front. Bio wheels, everything is moving, everything is functioning. I did stick some pads in there that I cut that are the floss and then the blue filter media pad together. So that's just trapping some more stuff as it comes out the bottom of the canister. Also too, if I start another tank, I already have filter media. I can take it out, put it in the filter, wait a couple of days, I'm good to go. So with all that being said now, the company that does sell the small ones for the 50s, you can actually take those blocks, they'll fit in the Penguin 350 in each chamber. You can do away with their media, drop 2 of these down in there, and then stack the media that you choose, Purigen, bio rings, bio balls, filter floss, whatever you want to put in there that will make that filter that much better. So you're going to save money by not spending money on their filters that are eventually, the floss is just going to deteriorate and fall apart, and that'll happen within the first year, if not sooner. Now, there was something that came up on I think the Aquarium Co-op support group. Somebody was talking about their fire eel finding their way into the filter. Take the 50 pad, take one of these, cut it to size, and stick it in the top after you have all your media done. this will just filter out any other debris. You could probably find them in a tighter PPI and really catch that microscopic stuff as it comes out, but it also creates a dam so that your eels and your other fish aren't going into your filter. So I mean, that's just food for thought, a way for you to save money. I have another one that I found that's actually upstairs, but it's a brown foam wrap. It's almost like one of these, but in a tubular shape, almost looks like a hot dog. So I got thinking, it's got a little plastic string, and it's something that you use to tie up your hair. Something that belonged to my girlfriend at the time. And I saw it laying on the drawers by the sink in the bathroom. I was like, wow, I said, I could use that in a fish tank somewhere. So I thought, like, because it's, you know, only that big and round, hot dog shape, you could take it with the string and bend it and tie it, and then stick that down in your substrate and use that as like a retaining wall to mount up sand or rocks or something to keep it from spilling into your main substrate. Of course, I couldn't stop there. You could take something like that and maybe cut it, and instead of having the foam pre-filter going over your intake tube, which mine actually after 6 years had actually crumbled. I was rinsing it and actually broke apart. That's where the quality aspect comes in, because I don't remember where I got that from. But take that and stick that up and leave just enough out between the actual intake tube and the strainer, so that when you take it off, you can pull it out, rinse, and stick it back up there. And then you have, and I think this thing is probably about 6 inches long, give or take. So you can actually fill that intake tube up quite a bit and catch that stuff. And then when you're done, just take it out, rinse it out, pull it out, rinse it, put it back together. Always thinking, and that's what you should do. Thinking will save you money over time. So, said it was going to be a quick video. There it is, zanyzap.com on Amazon. Find yourself some foam bricks, upgrade your existing filter. To coin a phrase from Corey at Aquarium Co-op, hot rod it, saves you bucks in the long run, makes your fish happy and healthy, and makes your tank look pristine. Hopefully these little tidbits and whatnot help you out. Hopefully you find them and you find other uses for them. And with that, check it out. I got sleeves on today. You know what that means. Keep them wet, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you guys have a great week. I appreciate you stopping in. It feels great to finally be able to bring some videos back to you guys. I've got some other stuff coming out. I actually kind of have a giveaway. It's going to be a small one, nothing too extravagant. I'm going to do an unboxing. It's kind of going to be a speed unboxing because I've already opened it, which will probably work more towards the saltwater folks. But I imagine, like I said, with the foam, finding ways to use stuff, you might be able to find a way to use this product. So stay tuned for that. Maybe a follow-up on the 407, I'm not sure yet. Take a look maybe at my skank tank, I don't know. But it feels good to be back, and I appreciate you all for sticking by me through this rough time. 2020 sucked overall. I can say that things are changing, things are looking up. I've come out of that dark spot. I'm actually enjoying doing this and sharing stuff with you. It actually makes me feel more alive again. I'm back out in the world, not hiding here in these four walls anymore. So again, thanks for sticking by me. I appreciate all my subscribers, new and old. I welcome new ones. If you have ideas for things that you might want that I can do, put them in the comments below. And as always, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope you have a great week coming up. Till next time, peace. And don't forget, get your filters.